Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing today? Happy Friday. How's been your week? I hope you've had the best week possible. For me, I've had a restful week, so to say. I worked from the beginning of the week and I had two days off. If you are new here or if this is my first video that you're seeing, hello, hi, thank you for watching. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on your bell notification to be notified anytime I post new content. Also, if you're a returning subscriber, you already know how much I love you. Thank you very, very much for stopping by and welcome back. In today's video, I'm giving you guys the lowdown of what happened between me and NHS. As the title implies, I really entered one chance with NHS, and ignorance really is not an excuse in this country. And you won't stay till the end to find out why. So on this fateful day in January, I came back from the hospital. I obviously just gave birth in January, so I had a lot of hospital runs back and forth. So I came back and I saw a letter addressed to me downstairs, and then I picked it up, NHS Business Authority, and I'm like, okay, what's here? What's going on? I've never heard of them prior to seeing this letter. So I ripped it open and then I saw that I've been fined. I'm like, what? What's going on here? Because obviously, so a backstory, during pregnancy I got free medication. If you're a regular on my channel, you know that I was sick during pregnancy, and so I had to see my doctor often, and then they gave me different prescriptions. And on this fateful day, the very first time I got a prescription, I first of all, I knew that whenever you had a prescription, you had to pay. So but on this fateful day, I was heavily pregnant, obviously, and at least I was visibly pregnant. So I got to the pharmacy and then I wanted to collect my prescription. It was even the doctor that mailed the pharmacy. So I didn't have any letter. So they had my prescription waiting for me. And I got there. Okay, I came to pick up my prescription. And then the pharmacist was like, "Oh, you're pregnant. You don't need to pay." I'm like, "Oh, really? Yeah, yes, yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" And then she said, "Yes, prescription is free for pregnant women." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, thank you." And in my humble mind, I thought it was one of the perks. Or I thought it was one of the perks or one of the good things about this country. I felt happy. I kept my £9 and change in my pocket, money that I was supposed to pay for prescription. To cut the long story short, I took, a couple of orders. And then, so the letter that came to me on this day, I'm going to read it for you guys. The first one that came was, because it was a couple of letters, it wasn't just one, but the very first one, it says that the NHS Business Authority undertakes automatic checks on patients who claim entitlement to exemption of NHS charges. An automated check has shown that on the 14th, they even put the date of it, on the 14th of October 2022 and on the 5th of November 2022, you claimed a free prescription because you have a valid maternity exemption certificate. We have been unable to confirm your entitlement to free NHS prescription at this stage. However, this does not necessarily mean you are not exempt of these charges. It could be that the data obtained from your prescription form did not match our record. For example, there could be a different address or spelling of your name. For us to check that your exemption was valid at this time you claimed, please contact us as soon as possible to tell us why you believe you are entitled to prescriptions. You can also contact exemption by da 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 da, and then they put their contact details. So this is the when I saw this letter. Okay, so when I saw this letter, the first thing that came to my mind that, oh, I have like something from my midwife, like immediately they said they couldn't, correlate the certificate or something. So I just thought, oh, okay, I have a certificate from my midwife, and that was the Mat B1 certificate. And I remember that it was my friend that told me about, the Mat B1 certificate, that, oh, once you show it anywhere, then they'll ascertain that you are a pregnant woman, truthfully, or you're a nursing mother and all. So when I first requested for the certificate, I remember asking the midwife about the certificate I need to show before collecting drugs or show at work that I'm fit to work and everything. And then she gave me the Mat B1 certificate. Of course, I didn't know that there was more than one certificate I needed to have, so I just thought that was everything. And then she said I can actually show it to my dentist and get free prescription, free everything. So in my mind, that was everything I needed to cover myself. So immediately I got the letter, I confidently went and scanned my certificate and sent an email to NHS Business Authority and trust them to respond almost immediately that hello there, this is not the certificates we're requesting. And then that was where the coffee shop came, and I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I had to go back to my midwife and explained everything to her. She was like, oh, you don't have the maternity exemption certificate, let me register you for that. And I'm like, how am I supposed to know that there's, maternity exemption certificate and it is different from the mat B1 form? So obviously my midwife registered me there and then, and it started to read for my 1 year. So the maternity exemption certificate is the certificate they give you to be able to enjoy the full benefits of being a pregnant mother or a nursing mother in the UK. So there are a couple of benefits that you get, like free dental care, like free prescriptions, etc. But you need to have this certificate, this maternity exemption certificate, before you start collecting them. Don't be ignorant. Like, so after I already ascertained that I didn't have this required certificate, I called the NHS Business Authority. I called the number on the letter, and then I tried to explain my plight or my case. And then because I was actually angry, I was really, really furious. And at this point, I didn't even know how much I was going to pay yet. So a couple of weeks later, another letter came, and it was the penalty charge notice. And as you can see from here, as you can see from this charge, so I was going to the regular prescription charge was £9.35, and the penalty charge for not paying when I was supposed to pay was £46.75, bringing it to a total of £56.10 in this economy. In this economy, in this Rishi Sunak economy, how will I dish out £56.10 for somebody that, for something that I really, really earned to take for free? But because of ignorance, because I did not know, and I did not know is not an excuse, you know, and trust your girl not to agree. Immediately I got the fine. I'm like, no, there's no way in heaven or earth I'm going to pay this money. I carried my phone and then I called them, and then I explained myself, and I was like, no, I did not beg NHS for any free prescription. I didn't beg the pharmacist to give me the prescriptions for free. I really had my money at the time and I wanted to pay. Why am I paying for something I didn't know about? Blah 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 blah. I ranted. The lady waited patiently for me to rant, and then she went, I'm so sorry, I understand how you feel, I know this, blah 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 blah, but you have to pay this money. But you have to pay this money. I was so angry. I did not pay this money. I was so angry. So the thing she now did for me was that she explained to me, if I'm able to make the original prescription charge payment as at a certain date, then I won't have to pay the penalty charge. So if I'm able to pay £9.35, then before X date, then I would not have to pay the £46.75 penalty charge on top. As if that was not enough, my stubborn head was still angry, and I was like, I didn't want to pay that money. I'm like, holding the £10, no way. You know how much that is in naira, almost 10,000 naira. Why will I be paying for something that I have earned for free? So I arrogantly did not make payment on time. So fast forward to, we had application with the Home Office at this time that this jagba was going on. We had application with the old Home Office, and for whatever reason it just delayed for so long. So this thing, I have a theory that it was just pure coincidence, but my husband believed that it was because I did not make that payment on time that delayed our application. And I'm like, do they share data like that? Like, I understand that the Home Office might be digging, but then obviously it wasn't public fund, or like, it wasn't because I don't even know. And it just could have been, that was what happened. Because explain to me why the day I finally made the payment, because my husband was really angry. He was like, are you kidding me? Because of £10, you will not let them release our application or something? I don't even know. It was just like, why you have it? Please make that payment right away. And then, I grudgingly made the payment, and then that same day, in fact, I think I made the payment like 9 a.m. in the morning. By 12 noon, our renewed visa came out, and I'm like, what? I Don't tell me that this thing actually held our visa. But I genuinely believe that it was a coincidence. So the key takeaway from this video for anyone that's watching now is that ignorance is not an excuse. Before you take anything for free in this country, ask, and ask, over ask. Just because you do not know what is tagged public fund or non-public fund, and as you know, as international students or as foreigners that is still on work visa, you are not entitled to public funds. So you really want to tread carefully because you don't want anything to affect your future application because you have eaten what you're not supposed to eat. So basically, do not be ignorant of the vices of the devil. Oh my god, I'm laughing now, but it really was not funny. And in fact, it's just not to make this video unnecessarily long. It was not one letter I received, it was actually two penalty charges I paid for, because I told you that I got a couple of decisions, so it wasn't just one. But I just had to, for the sake of this video, I had to use just one. But I paid two times that penalty charge fee. I paid it twice, so I paid about £20 to the NHS. So I was fined twice for two different occasions, but obviously I got more than that. So I think that they usually pick those things at random, and then if you fall victim, because even when I called the lady, she was like, "Ah, she doesn't know why I'm so unlucky that how I had two cases opened at the same time. Like usually it's just one, like people, and then you pay for, but there's nothing she can do, but I should just make sure I try and pay that normal penalty charge as at the date they give me, then um as at the day they gave me, and then that it won't cost me any trouble, that if I don't pay it then I'll have to pay extra on the penalty charge, blah 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 blah. So what I'm saying is that do not be ignorant. Okay, so after I've made payment, and then after a couple of weeks more, I got another letter. Yes, they like writing, they like sending letters in this country. Oh my god, my house is full of letters, wanted and unwanted letters. Well, they sent another letter saying that thank you for contacting prescription exemption checking service regarding your penalty charge notice. You have applied for your maternity exemption certificate and paid the prescription charge of £9.35. Your penalty charge has been removed and your case is closed. So we bless the name of the Lord that the case was finally closed. But like, the lesson learned is just that before you take any free thing, regardless of if anybody's telling you, just try and find out if there's anything you need to have before you take that free thing, because there's no free lunch in free time. And finally, just for someone that is actually watching this and needs this information at this moment, if you are pregnant, you need two certificates: the mat B1 certificate and the MATEX certificate. So the MATEX certificate is this one that the video is about, is the maternity exemption certificate. Please note that the most important of these certificates, even though both of them are important, and I'll explain better now, the most important one is actually this maternity exemption certificate, because you need it, because you hear that once you are pregnant you have free NHS dental care, blah 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 blah. This maternity exemption certificate is what will give you access to all of those free things that you are entitled to as a pregnant woman. I'm going to do another video that lists the things that you are entitled to as a pregnant woman in the United Kingdom. So watch out for that video. However, before you go and collect anything for free, make sure you have the maternity exemption certificate. The second one, MAT B1 certificate. This is the one you take to your employer. If you've been working before you got pregnant, or you entered the workforce pregnant, there are some technicalities to it, but you just could qualify for the maternity pay. So I'm going to do a detailed video about the maternity pay, and it can be tricky, but I'm not even sure I'm able to cover all the technicalities, but you will have to read it by yourself. But I'll definitely try my best to explain as simple as possible for my pregnant sisters or about to be pregnant sisters to be able to take advantage of. Basically, the MAT B1 certificate is for this purpose. It's for you to be able to show your employer, and it's for you to be entitled to the statutory maternity pay. So if you've not worked at all while you're pregnant, or before you're pregnant, or you came into the country pregnant and you've not done any job, don't bother about MAT B1 certificates. But you should always get, regardless of when you came in, as long as you're pregnant and you're enjoying NHS service, you need to get the maternity exemption certificate. I hope you understand the difference. I hope I've been able to do some justice in that light. So if you have any other questions about this, please comment in the comment section. I'm right there. I'm explaining and answering your questions. Also, please and please, if you've experienced something similar to this, please share in the comment section. You never can know who will find this helpful. It might not be in this context, but if you've had to pay any fine for anything, let us know in the comment section, and let's help ourselves as fellow immigrants so that nobody is falling victim of ignorance. Nobody's paying some money that they're not supposed to pay. I hope this video has been helpful to someone today, and thank you very much for watching to this point. Don't forget to like this video and share with your friends and family. You never can know who will be helping with this kind of video, and see you in my next video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.